Hey guys, it's Drew here from Mods by ACS and Australian PC Gamers and Enthusiasts on Facebook. We're here today to talk about the Thermaltake or Copygate or Thermaltake or whatever you want to call it. Pretty much we're talking about the Case Labs TH10 and Thermaltake's new case that they've brought out at Computex. Now, before we get started, anything I talk about today, the links will be in the comments section. The first thing I do want to mention as well is, personally, I'm in love with Thermaltake. Their current core products, or the core range I should say, I'm smitten by them. Project Galactus has a couple of Thermaltake parts in them, and I've worked closely with the Thermaltake community forum, as well as some of the social media team to help get aspects of my build done right. Alright, let's get into it. So, at Computex, Thermaltake released a new range of cases. They're big, they're chunky, and yes, they do have a slight resemblance to the TH10. Now, to start off with, yes, they do look similar. There's no doubting that. People have come out in their droves saying that CPU and GPU water blocks are have been ripped off. Fans have been ripped off. The rings are supposed to be bear resemblance to some Antec fan. Pretty much every aspect of what Thermaltake's bringing out now is apparently ripped off from someone. I don't think that's true. Now, on Australian PC Gamers and Enthusiasts, one of our members actually turned around and made the comment, if I can just find it. In all fairness, I have said friends don't let friends buy Thermaltake. Now, Thermaltake products were pretty average, and there's no debating that. When they released the core range, the X9, the X2, V51, V54, etc., V41, etc., I was blown away. They're absolutely fantastic. They're a modder's dream to work in. They are extremely modular. The value that you're getting for your money is something I haven't seen yet. The aluminium they use is fantastic. Rolled edges, toolless design. The fact that you can change anything you want on them, it's absolutely brilliant. But anyway, skip all of that. Getting to the core issue of why we're here today. The TH10 and honestly, I remember them calling it the M range, their premium model. But for the life of me, I don't know what the exact model is. Yes, it does look like a Case Labs case. But in saying that, let's take the SM8, another Case Labs case. Bears a striking resemblance to a Corsair 900D, which in itself bears a striking resemblance to a lot of server cases from the 90s. The design's nothing new. The design isn't something that Case Labs have invented themselves. It's not something that is exclusive to them. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to make a PC case that the majority of people are going to like. That the majority of people are either going to want to buy or can afford to buy. Case Labs have that. Part of them have that. Corsair, Cooler Master, InWin, Fractal Designs, the list goes on. Why do I think that means they haven't copied? Well, the simple fact is, let's look at something like that outstanding Transformer case that InWin released with Republic of Gamers at Computex. It sits there and it's like, shit like that. That is an outstanding case, but it's an unrealistic case. When it comes to building a PC case, the basics are going to be the same, regardless what company it is. The vice president of Case Labs. Sorry, I apologise. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I've been awake since about 2 o'clock, and I've had a shitty sleeping pattern for the past couple of days, so I'm a little bit all over the place. But my point should get across either way. Now, if I can find it, Kevin Keating, the Vice President of Case Labs. Now, he's arced up. There's no other way to say it. He has absolutely lost it. He's going on about how, Thermaltake did this big thing by ordering a Case Labs case to essentially pick it apart. I've got news flash for Case Labs and all of the Case Labs fanboys. That's nothing new in the industry. You would be remiss as a competitor to not examine what the products that your competitors are putting out. Ferrari would buy a Lamborghini to pick it apart. Alright, that's a great car. People seem to love it. What are they doing better? How can we be better? Same principle here. It's exactly what Thermaltake has done. Now, looking at the two side by side, there are some design similarities. That's going to happen. At the end of the day, it's a design that people love. It is, for the most part, a generic design. I think, as far as the copying goes, until people have had a chance to review the case, look at how it's built, the way the internals have been set up, etc., etc., you can look at anything and say, oh yes, that's completely a rip-off. They've been so mean to Case Labs, blah 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 blah. Now, I think it's an overreaction, to say the least. For the most part, Thermaltake have brought out a brilliant product. It's outstanding. It looks brilliant. It's very functional, and for people like me, we love to model. We love making new projects, but we don't have sponsors yet, so we can't sit there and spend $1,000 on a case because ASUS is going to pay for our GPUs or whatever. All that money comes out of our own pockets. Now, for $1,000 in Australia, you get the Case Labs case. It comes flat packed. You have to put it all together yourself, just like you would with a Parfum case. That's it. For $1,000, that's all you get. Now, I don't care how much thought you've put into building a case. $1,000 does not justify the price of a case. End of story. How can you sit there and say, oh, but it's got better build quality, if you have to build it yourself? Thermaltake will bring out this case, and for all I know, it's probably going to be half the price of a Case Labs case. You know what? I'll get the Thermal case. It just makes more sense, A case like the Thermaltake one invites you to get it, to mod it, to play with it, to build something that's your own. Case Labs cases are something that you aspire to go to. I don't think Case Labs will lose sales over it, because people who are going to spend $1,000 on a case are going to spend $1,000 on a case, period. It's more for people like me and, your everyday people who want that kind of case without that kind of outlay. But I think I'm starting to get away a little bit from the whole copying thing. It's very similar in its design. Then again, so is every microwave. So is every car production line. I don't think Henry Ford sat there and cracked the shits when people started mass manufacturing cars. I don't think the guy who invented the microwave cracked it when people started to redo the microwave. It's all innovation in any industry is brilliant. Innovation keeps our industry moving forward. But sitting there and saying, I've made this innovative case, nobody else can touch it, that just stops the industry. You have to be ready to accept the fact that someone is always going to take your design and make it better. It happens all over the world. It happens in every single industry. Do I think this boils down to copyright? No. Do I think this boils down to Thermaltake having their own take on the design? Yes. That's all it is. The Thermaltake it looks brilliant. I'm excited for it. I will certainly, assuming it isn't as much as the Case Labs case, I'll certainly be looking to make my own build using it to really show what modders can do. I think it's a case like that coming out is exciting for everyone. You know, it's something we can all have a play around in. And I guess you could say the same goes for the Fractal Designs Define R4. Thermaltake looked at it and they said, it's a great case. How can we do it better? What can we do to make this case ours? You know? And it doesn't matter if you're the bigger company or the smaller company on either end. Take it. Imitation is the best form of flattery. Take it as a good sign that you're doing something right, you know? Don't rest on your laurels with that one type of case, in this instance, you know? Alright, well, that case was good enough for it to be a basis of a design. How can we make sure it happens again? How can we keep ourselves ahead of the game? Don't sit there whinging that they stole your design. They didn't. Thermaltake have not done anything that any other company in the world wouldn't do. If you look at Corsair, Cooler Master, and even to a lesser extent with PCs, car manufacturers, washing machine manufacturers, anything. They've all bought their competitors' products, looked at it and figured out how they can do it. Top load washing machine, front load washing machine, automatic washing machine, dishwashers, you know, top load, bottom load, everything. It's all the same. Thermaltake have done nothing wrong in my view. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums up what I want to say on the issue. While I agree they are extremely similar, I don't think it's a rip-off. I don't even think it's an imitation. I think it's Thermaltake muscling their way into a market that is really only owned by one or two companies, you know, with Case Labs being the biggest one, Mountain Mods, people like them. I will just make a note on the other issues that people have been talking about in regards to other copied images. Copied products. The Antec fan or the Antec-like fan isn't a rip-off. That ring fan is absolutely fantastic. If you wanted it to compare it to any product, it would be a mix of the Antec fan as well as the Corsair AP and SP120s. The water blocks, contrary to belief, everyone's sitting there going around about how Thermaltake copied SwiftTech. I will post a link to a post I made on Thermaltake forums where I was essentially defending Thermaltake and someone brought up the water block issue. Thermaltake did work with SwiftTech to release their blocks. There's no stealing ideas there. They worked hand in hand for that. The fan controllers, NZXT fan controllers, and Thermaltake fan controllers. It's a fan controller. There's really only one way you can make it without making it unusable. So you can't sit there and, oh, they copied that. What else are they going to do? Make it into a triangle? Be like Razer and make just something weird? It blows my mind. It's a huge deal that's been blown out of proportion for no reason. I've got to stop this video, otherwise YouTube won't let me upload it. So I'm Drew from MODSbyACS, and this has been my video blog on the Thermaltake and Case Labs drama.